Hey, I'm Mindy Ross. I am running for Downingtown Area School Board Director in District 8.
School boards are the bedrock of our communities. They affect our children, our taxes, our neighborhoods, and our futures. Yet, when election time comes around, there is often very little coverage about the candidates and the office itself. Therefore, Indivisible and Chester County Marching Forward would like to help by introducing you to some of the candidates running for school board this year. So, with that in mind, Mindy, everyone has a story. Please start by telling us yours. What is exciting or inspiring to you about running for school board?
Thanks, Dawn. So I started out, I was a teacher back in 2008, and my first introduction to what a school board was is during our orientation, the president of the school board came and spoke to us. And I had no idea who this person was, and I found that it was very interesting that they were coming and, that they knew what was going on with us. So from there, I kind of was wondering, and I was starting to learn that these school board members, they have a lot of say over what happens in my classroom and within my school. And once I was learning what it was and what it meant to be a school board director, I didn't want people making decisions for me that I didn't have, some sort of say in, and for my students. And so when this opportunity arose, I was ready to jump in and give it a try.
I wanted a say. Yes, I love that. And I can understand. So I'm not sure if you know or not, but I too am a teacher. And so I love to say that teachers are control freaks, right? We want to be able to control what's going on in our classroom. So the fact that you want to take that and broaden that to everyone in the district, I think that's very admirable. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, Dawn.
So let's fast forward and imagine you are on the school board. What are your top 3 priorities that you want to accomplish during your first term?
The main things that I think are really important right now, I find that within our district, Downingtown does not have a full-day kindergarten program. So our families need that. I struggled with that when I had 2 kindergartners, different times, and needed a place that was going to be a full day. I was a working parent and needed that option. It's something we need to be competitive within our within Chester County, really, even and within the state. So I'd love to see the full day kindergarten program be implemented. In addition, I think that we have to really focus on our diversity, equity, and inclusion opportunities within the district. I think it's wonderful that we have Mr. Brown in the district and in our program, and all of the wonderful programs that he's doing, but we need to do more. We need to show everyone that they have a place within Downingtown. And the other thing that I think is incredibly important is our mental health. I'm sure over the last few years, people have been talking about we need additional mental health resources. We need to do more. We need to be able to provide for our children and to make everyone feel safe and comfortable. We need to remove some of the stigma even within our schools for our students with mental health concerns.
Well, based on your answer, I can tell that you are not someone who shies away from the hard subjects. So I appreciate that as well. And I totally related to the full day kindergarten. We moved here 10 years ago when I had twins and they were in kindergarten. I came from New Jersey and they had full day preschool. And all of a sudden I was coming to a district and I had half day kindergarten. And I was like, what am I going to do with my children? So luckily I could stay at home. So I did stay at home with them. But I do know that I have that privilege and I was very grateful for that. So I do really resonate with your answer about full day kindergarten. Mental health and equity are also things that are near and dear to my heart. So I appreciate those being sort of the bedrock, the foundation of what you want to accomplish during your first term. Now, I did mention that you were someone who doesn't like to that won't shy away from the hard decisions. So you are going to need to let us know what your biggest strengths are, and how you see them benefiting your constituents, being the teachers, the students, and the families that you will serve on the school board.
I told you first that I was a teacher, and I think that having that experience really gives me a different perspective. There are other teachers and administrators on the school board currently, but each of us have our own experiences. I think that seeing things from the inside and seeing, how our students are being treated and how they're handling things, how, what testing is like, and just what is impacting our kids and our teachers too. Our teachers are a part of this as well. Getting to meet with the families and getting to talk to, my students' parents. It's incredibly important, and it's a really great thing that I have that experience, and I think it will be really helpful as part of the board, just to offer my perspective. Another thing is I am as a teacher, we always say we're lifelong learners, but I am a lifelong learner. I'm someone who's going to listen and learn. So there, you get a lot of tough questions running for school board, especially right now. And I feel like I don't have all of the answers, but the more that I listen to the people that are willing to talk, and the more that I try to understand and try to just take in what people are telling me, the more I'm learning and I'm growing from that. And that growth can help out, I think, as part of the school board. I want my constituents to be able to come and talk to me and to know that while we may not agree, I'm still going to hear you and find ways to make things work for all of us. My last thing, I think if I were going to add one more, I work in business now. I'm not a teacher anymore. Teaching was a second career for me, and I went back to my first career. And I work in corporate America, and I work on conversions and implementations. And I need to work with a hugely diverse population of people, from, my tech guy who's going to help me install the software to the CEO of the bank or the institution that I'm with. And we all have to be able to work together. And I think listening to all of those perspectives is going to be just another benefit of being a part of the board.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. So teaching is my second career as well. So we're very connected on that kind of level. So what I pulled from your answers is that you can walk the walk, right? Or you can talk the walk or walk the talk. What is it? What's that?
Yes.
I'm so confused. But you've walked in the teacher's shoes, so you know what is actually going on in the classroom. And I think that is a huge strength, and a benefit to that voice and that perspective would be on the school board. So I do love that. And also the listening, right? Because what I say to my students all the time is that you need to listen. You never really learn anything while you're talking, but you do learn while you're listening. So adding that perspective onto the school board will be completely something that I think will be valued. So the first couple of questions that we talked about were just really all centered on you and what your vision is. But what I'd like to know is, what do you think is going on in the district right now that you need to tackle?
There's a lot, Dawn. I feel like there are some pieces that stand out. One of the top priorities, I think, for the district right now needs to be safely managing through the pandemic. Let's get on the other side of this. It's been, 2.5 years. It feels, maybe it's not that long, I guess almost 2 years now. And we've been battling our way through, and it's a new situation, something that, none of us have ever been through before. And as a board and as a district, everybody's working together to try to figure it out. I feel like things are starting to come together, and it's really starting to, it's starting to show. I don't see those notes coming home every day from my son's school that someone has gone home, and it may be happening, but we're making progress. Our students are being safer. We're having, more vaccines. Our teachers are in a good place. I just feel like that pandemic is the number one piece to be able to move forward and to continue being, valuable as the school board. A really important piece that goes kind of along with this is it's our country, it's our schools, everything's divided. And I think as a board, we need to find a way to all of us come together. It doesn't mean we need to sing songs and, play together on the weekends, but we need to find a common ground, which is our students. We need to be working for the good of all of our community, and try to move center as opposed to moving further apart. I think that more is going to be done if the board can work together, and if the district and the community are all able to work together. And then one of the reasons that I'm running is for mental health, and I think we have, a crisis. Again, this could be any board, but I do think it exists, and we need to address it, and it needs to be addressed from a wide variety of options, and it needs to be addressed quickly.
Yeah, that mental health piece of it is definitely a huge area of concern, and I would agree with you 100% that it definitely does need to be addressed. And I do think that if your overarching theme that I heard in all of your answers really was finding that common ground, and the only way you're going to do that is by listening. So like I said, you walk the walk or walk the talk or whatever that saying is. I can hear it in your answers, and definitely was consistent throughout all of them. So thank you for running, and I do appreciate and wish you very, good luck because it's coming up really soon. So before we go, I'd just like to know, what's one thing you want to share with everyone that we might not see if we looked you up on LinkedIn or on Facebook?
All right, so the school board answer is I'm passionate. I want to be a part of this district. I love children. I love education. I wouldn't have left if it wasn't a necessity. And that passion goes through to everything that I do. I really, I think I can make a difference, and I think that passion will help. And then the not so school board answer is I'm awesome at Toon Blast. It's my game.
No way. That's so great. That's awesome. Well, then maybe, it's so funny that you mentioned that. I said to my son is a gamer, and I'm always saying to him that I really think that we need like a gaming thing in like a gaming club or something. So maybe coming to a school.
That's awesome.
When you're on the school board, we'll have a little bit of gaming activities after school.
I love it.
So anyway, well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, and hopefully we have, widened the lens of people knowing about you. And again, good luck with your candidacy.
Thank you so much, Dawn. Nice to talk to you.